Alex Sonson, and this is my intercultural video presentation. The person I did my presentation over was one of my closer friends, I would say, named Wyatt. I met him in Arkansas about 7-ish years ago, when I used to live there. We keep in touch still from playing video games. I would say my main challenge as a communicator during this interview was keeping it more of a serious conversation. I like to crack jokes, and he does too, especially like we've known each other for so long, so we can just make random jokes. But it got more serious once we got into more of the questions, and I would say I overcame the non-serious parts by just like listening, because I feel like once you really start listening, then you can only crack so many jokes until you're joked out. I had the assumption that he was an atheist, which I was right. He talked about how his mom is a Christian and how hard it was to tell her that he had no belief. Not because of any bad experiences or like he just doesn't like Christianity. It's not like that. It's just he wanted like 100% proof. Like he's one of those people, like if you don't put it in front of him, like he won't believe it. And so since he couldn't see it, he just decided to have no belief. My practice of empathy helped me a lot in this, because even though we have different beliefs, I wanted to stay respectful and really just listen, because I feel like if you're just respectful and listening, you'll really get the most out of deep conversations. It was also easy to be empathetic with him, because I thought he was an atheist at first, because one of his other close friends was an atheist, but it turns out I was completely wrong, because he said he has been an atheist ever since he started doing research on different beliefs, and he couldn't find one that he could like believe in and stand with and love. And one stumbling block I came upon was trying to ask the question, how did your mom react to you telling her? This was by far the hardest question, just because, I mean, we play video games together. We don't talk about we talk about a little bit of family, but just like about what went on that day, like what did we do that day. So it was really kind of an awkward question for me, because we don't really talk about that stuff when we play games. We just talk about, the game. It worried me, because I thought he might have had a bad interaction with his mom, and I didn't want to ask the question if he had a terrible interaction with his mom, and all of a sudden it's like he starts breaking down or something. I didn't want that to happen. But it turned out he was really open about it. He didn't mind talking about it. He enjoyed talking about it, he said at the end of the interview. But when he told his mom about him being an atheist, she basically just said, whatever you believe in, that's up to you. I'm gonna love you no matter what. That's what she said, and I think that's how every parent should be. It shouldn't be up to the parents. Obviously, you can try and bring them to church or do this or do Bible studies or something, but if they're a whole person themselves, and if they don't want to believe it, or if they don't believe it in general, I don't think you should try and force that upon them. one thing that I learned from myself in the interview probably was that I enjoy these deep conversations. Really brings friendships to the next level when you talk about these kind of conversations. Um, I think me learning this will shape my relationships well in the future. Um, I think if you're able to have deep conversations with people, you will be on like a different level of friendship. Like there's friendship levels, but then there's like deep like friends, like almost everything about them and all the things that they've been through and all that. So I just think it puts you on a different level of friendship, and that is my intercultural interview.